CBS and its affiliated stations bring you Richard Willis, who invites you to look your best. Every woman can be excitingly attractive with care and expert advice to enhance her own personal charm, so that you can look your best by chic styling in dress, a more becoming hairdo, and the exact makeup required to highlight your best features. Here is Richard Willis, noted beauty authority and formerly chief makeup artist for Motion Picture Studios. Richard Willis's personal advice to ladies attending his broadcasts here in New York enables them, and you too, to benefit from the same type of consultation that the top stars in Hollywood have received. And now it's time for your appointment with Richard Willis.
How do you do, ladies? Welcome to Look Your Best. Well, Mr. Tillman, how do you feel this morning?
Oh, this cool weather is wonderful.
Oh, the Legionnaires brought the cool weather. They can stay for a couple of weeks if they want. I mean, if they have enough strength, you know. They need strength for that. But I'm not getting too much sleep.
You are?
Oh, no. Between the dogs and the cats back in, you know, my terrace.
Yeah, your terrace.
The sunken foxhole. Well, you know, there's a woman out there who has absolutely nothing to do, Curly, nothing to do with my backyard. But she lets her cat come out there to catch mice, she claims, you see. Because the mice have been coming into her place, you see. Yeah, well, I'm right behind McDougal Alley, you know, where all the artists paint, and they splash paint all over the place. As a matter of fact, I got 3 coats on me one day just walking down the street. And this cat is catching mice all right, but takes the mice in the house again. So now she'll have to get a dog to keep the cat out. So she's not serving any purpose at all. And, of course, every time the other dogs see the cat, there's a big, of course, barking and carrying on in the morning. There's no rest, no peace and quiet. I'm going to hang out with the Legionnaires. I'll get more rest, believe me. All right, Mr. Tillman.
Our first guest today, Mr. Willis, is Mrs. Mildred Skacca from Flushing, Long Island.
Hello, Miss Skacca.
Good morning, Mr. Willis.
She has brown hair with golden highlights, blue eyes, medium complexion, is wearing a black silk dress with a large floral print. Her earrings and necklace are white. Her shoes are black patent leather. Mrs. Skacca is teenish, 20-ish, 30-ish?
30-ish.
30-ish. All right, Miss Skacca, how may I help you look your best?
Well, I've been trying very hard to put a little weight on, but I don't have any success. Perhaps you can help me?
Put some weight on?
I've been 100 for I don't know how long, and I'm trying to get over it.
That's the first complaint I've ever heard about being slim. But I'll tell you how it worked on me, and I regret it ever since. When I wanted to put on a little weight, I took a malted milk and had 4 bowls of ice cream put inside, you see, and whipped up. Of course, you have to eat it with a spoon, you see. But unfortunately, I found that it concentrated the weight. Now, you
Put it all in one spot?
Oh, yes, and you know, when you get to a certain age, everything seems to settle down the lower part of your body. You see? So you have to be very careful about that. Now, if you don't feel ill, Mrs. Skacca, I mean, from being this slim, there's no great problem. As a matter of fact, you certainly can wear clothes better than the average woman could.
Thank you.
Well, there's no question about it. Your figure proves that. What size do you take?
Well, I'm a 10, 11, and 12.
Isn't that disgusting? Well, you certainly got... Well, I'll tell you right now, all these clothes that are coming in for this fall are going to look well on you, but I'll guarantee you it'll just be you and 3 other women. It's only because of your figure. Now, this particular dress that you're wearing at this moment, it's a very nice print. It's a black dress with a large floral print on it. I like it very much. And then you have sort of a mesh... well, it's a wraparound choker around the neck, and then you have earrings to match. The hair is an upsweep. Do you have it up in the back all the way?
Yes, I do.
I see. Over the part in the back.
That's right.
In the back. Well, this is very nice, but I don't particularly like that part in the back. If you
being the weather is so warm, I try to keep as cool as possible. But usually, I have it upswept this way with 2 big pompadours, and it falls a little softer than it is today.
Well, the front is not bad. I don't believe I like the pompadours. What do you use, a rat in the pompadours?
No.
Because your hair looks rather thin.
Oh, no, I have it tight.
Oh, you have it tight at the moment?
Yes.
Well, this is not bad. I don't mind this at all. I think this is rather attractive, but it's the center part in the back that does not give a very nice line to the back of the head. For instance, if you just took your hair and piled it up on top of your head, that would be very attractive on you. Mm-hmm. The one thing that I object to that you do, and that's the eyebrows, dear. have you always treated your eyebrows this thin?
Yes, I have.
Well, there's nothing wrong with the shape. The shape is perfect. But what you need, now here you've got very pretty eyes, a very rich, soft brown type of eyes, super sensitive type, too. Are you a little high-strung, emotional, and all that sort of thing? Huh?
That's right.
Eyes will always tell you. Always tell you, Curly. Now, if you want to find out anything about anyone, just watch the eyes, Curly. Although you're all taken, you're not available, are you? Huh? Have to watch them like a hawk, though. Let more eyebrow grow in so that in turn it will help to project the eyes and give a softer look to the eyes. Right. This is a little bit too severe. You see, you've plucked them off, then you picked up a pencil and put them right back again. You see? Mm-hmm. Don't tone down on the rouge a little bit. What do you do, Miss Skacca?
Well, right now I'm a housewife.
Housewife?
Yeah.
Why, do you have other plans?
No, well, I've just retired.
Oh, you've just... Oh, I see. I've
been working all along, so now I'm resting.
Oh, resting as a housewife?
That's right. For me, it's rest. I have no children.
Oh. Well, throwing that mop around, I tried it once. I'll go outside and work. That is, they call it work.
Oh, I'm getting tired of it. I guess I'll be back as soon as it cools off.
You mean back to work? Well, that's very nice. Keep yourself occupied. Well, in any case, I want to thank you very much, Mrs. Skacca, and I'm going to see that you get a very beautiful Tula lounging robe. Thank you very much.
Mr. Willis, this is Mrs. Mark Carmichael from Crescent, Oklahoma.
Hello, Miss Carmichael.
How do you do?
She has iron gray hair, brown eyes, medium complexion. She's wearing a gray print dress with black accessories. Mrs. Carmichael is teenish, 20-ish, 30-ish, 40-ish?
40-ish.
40-ish. Mrs. Carmichael, what does that medal represent?
Well, I'm a delegate to the American Legion Auxiliary Convention. I'm the cook of the Legion.
You're the cook?
These are the gals. They belong to the Legion, but I do the cooking for the Legion.
Oh, I
I'm
see.
just one of the auxiliary girls.
I see.
My husband and two of my sons served in the war. My husband in the First World War, my two sons in the Second. So I belong to the Legion Auxiliary.
And you do all the cooking?
Well, don't we do the work, girls?
Well, tell me something. Mrs. Carmichael, how much do you weigh?
Oh, that's a military secret. I will tell you my age, but my weight's a military secret.
Well, but if you do all the cooking, you must do all the tasting, too.
Now, naturally.
You may be over-tasting now.
No, it isn't what I eat that makes me fat. It's just good living, you know, in this beautiful America and the fresh air in Oklahoma and things like that. It isn't what I eat. But I eat like a bird, peck at a time.
Could you possibly mean, Mrs. Carmichael, an eagle?
Well, a peck at a time.
A peck at a time. Well, of course, you're not going to take off any weight, and there's no point in me telling you that you can.
Well, I would like to. What I want to do, why can't we make us some money? You take some of my pounds and give it the lady in front of me.
Take us something.
She wanted more weight, and I want to get rid of mine. Can't we start something new here?
Well, I'll tell you, Mrs. Carmichael, if I'm going to give any weight away, I'm going to give some of my own away.
Oh, you are?
The lower part of the body there's the battle of the bulge right through there.
Now, don't say the lower part, the middle part. You're putting this away too far. You say the lower part, it's not in our feet, it's in the middle part.
The midriff?
Yes, that's it. Battle of the bulge.
Battle of the bulge, sure.
That's it.
Well, now, what was your question going to be?
Well, I wanted to dress to kind of illusion, take off a few pounds.
Well, of course, your great problem, Mrs. Carmichael, is the fact that when you go in to buy something, they bring out these Whistler's mother type of clothes, and that's naturally because of size. Now, do you wear a lot of black?
Quite a bit.
Well, actually, you don't have too much choice, do you?
No, I don't.
When you go into a store, they're going to bring out those black dresses. Well, of course, black does not do too much for you. Now, it's not even actually going to slenderize because it depends entirely upon the cut of a dress as to what it's going to do to you to create the illusion of perhaps being a little slimmer, or at least to balance you in proportion, you see? Now, of course, this particular gray print that you're wearing now, it's all right. There's no problem there. You'll have to be a little careful of very low necklines. Yeah. Because especially in summer clothes where the material is very soft, it's inclined, and if you wear any type of costume jewelry, you know, at the end of the neckline, it's inclined to pull down. Now, when you wear one too low and you carry as much weight as you do, it's inclined to make the bust line appear heavier. Yeah. Now, if you were very thin, it would make the bust line appear slimmer. You see? So what you have to do is to use rather a medium type neckline. And there's one thing that is very important for you. Did you have pads in these shoulders, Miss Carmichael?
No, I don't have.
Never?
That's all shoulders.
Well, it's all yours,
I don't
huh?
have any pads.
Well, did you have pads originally?
No.
Did you make this dress?
Yes.
I see. Well, now, I would suggest you wear pads.
You would?
I certainly would, but of course you'd have to proportion them. A good many times the manufacturers make them a little bit too bulky, you see. But for you, it's very important because, as you know, your arms are rather large.
Yes.
Now, we need something across the shoulders to build out a little bit so we minimize the weight in the lower part of the body. But like this, you see, as it is, this becomes a round-shouldered, you see, and therefore the arms appear heavier and as though the material is pulling against the arm. You see, it's very, well, of course, since you can sew, there's no great problem at all. That's a wonderful thing. As a matter of fact, I would suggest you get into more colors in that case then.
You would?
Oh, yes. For instance, bottle green is a very good shade for you, but be careful of yellow greens.
Bottle green.
Bottle green. In other words, a blue
wear.
green. Blue green. See, don't get into the yellow greens because your own skin is a little bit too sallow.
Yes.
I'd be careful of brown shades. Black, of course, on occasions, but it's not going to do too much for you. It's going to make you look a little older.
Yes,
Black.
it does.
If you wear black, then break it up with aqua or some form of color. You see, about the neckline. Earrings, very small earrings are very good. Your ears pierced?
Yes, sir.
Well, those little earrings are very nice. You're wearing your hair in a feather cut, of course, which is your very best bet. If you live to be 109, this will be your best hairdo.
It will.
Yes. Well, makeup, what are you wearing, Mrs. Carmichael? What type of makeup? Not the brand.
Well,
Just powder?
yes, powder and rouge.
Well, the powder looks a little too dark to me.
Too dark.
When I say dark, I mean too yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it could be if you have a lot of that powder left, go in the 10-cent store, get some pink powder, and just take a
And
spoonful
to
and throw it in there and shake it up good. It's just so we can counteract the sallowness in your skin.
Okay.
And always keep a good color here on the lipstick.
On the lips.
I'd prefer color of lipstick more than I would rouge on you because rouge is inclined to make the pores appear larger on you.
Yes.
So keep a good bright... I'm going to see that you get one. I'm going to give you the flirtation pink.
Well, thank
But I don't want that to throw you now while you're in town.
Oh, I won't. I promised my husband I'd be good while I'm...
Isn't he with you?
Oh, no, my husband has been very ill, and
Oh,
he
that's too
couldn't
bad.
come. But he married me here in New York and took me to Oklahoma, so he let me come back here on a visit. Wasn't he sweet?
Well, yes, I certainly do think so, Mrs. Carmichael. As a matter of fact, when you start off in New York, you never know where you're going to end up.
Isn't that the truth?
Oh, yes, that's what I like about New York. Well, I'm going to see that you get your flirtation pink lipstick so you can go back, and when you finally see him, put that flirtation pink
I'll
on.
do
You know what I mean.
that.
And also a very beautiful ladycraft dress. It's in the half sizes, especially style for the heavy women 5 feet and under. Thank you very much,
Thank you
Mrs.
very
Carmichael.
much.
Mr. Willis, our next guest today on Look Your Best is Mrs. Fred Hobbs of Hartford, Connecticut.
Hello, Miss
How
Hobbs.
do you do, Mr. Willis?
She has chestnut brown hair, brown eyes, medium complexion, is wearing a black gabardine dressmaker tailored suit with a high crown black felt hat. Mrs. Hobbs is teenish, 20-ish, 30-ish, 40-ish.
40-ish? All right, Miss Hobbs, how may I help you?
Well, I have a problem. My cheeks are dry, and the nose is oily condition there.
Perhaps the nose and the chin, a little
and
bit on the chin.
That's right.
Well, there's not too much you're going to do about that, Mrs. Hobbs, because there's nothing unusual about, like, the nose and the chin and sometimes, the forehead
the
being a little oily. Basically, your skin is oily.
That's true.
In through the cheek line, you might find at times it becomes, a little scaly or dry, and especially so in the wintertime.
That's right.
What type of base are you wearing?
Well, I have
Not the brand, just the type. Is it a
it's,
cream,
it's-
liquid,
No,
lotion?
it's a cake.
It's a cake maker.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that has been rather a good choice. However, it depends entirely upon how you apply it.
Yeah.
Now, most women, when they apply a cake makeup, they take and bear down into the cake. In other words, they get an excess amount on the sponge, when you should moisten the entire sponge and just sort of graze over the top of the cake makeup, so that what you get is a tint rather than a definite application. You see,
Yeah.
because on an oily skin, when you use too much of a cake makeup, or naturally you shouldn't use a cream base at all,
No.
it's inclined to become a little heavy as the oil comes through.
You have to use an astringent mostly.
Well, an astringent, of course, is always good because it cuts the oil out of the surface part of the pores, you see. But the application of makeup is the important thing, because you don't want to get a heavy look. Now, it's very possible that you did apply this sparingly because it doesn't look overdone, and I don't see it caking, and I don't see it cracking about on the face, which cake makeup is inclined to do
That's true.
at times if it is applied incorrect.
I
You
have
see?
found that.
Oh, yes. Now, the rouge that you're wearing, you place it high, back away from under the eyes. That's a good choice. But blend it just a little softer. Don't put like just a daub on. You see, blend it just a little softer. I like this hat on you. It's
Thank
a
you.
rather tall pillbox hat with a sort of a turned-down brim, cupped, brimmed around it, and then you have this big cluster of gray feathers up and down the crown and of course, the brim, and then there's a gray veil right over the entire crown. Is that right?
That's right.
I like it on you very much.
Thank you.
You need hats, in other words, to dramatize you. You look well in most hats.
That's true.
In other words, you can wear the type of hat that the average woman will say, as you pass, you know? And say, well, it looks well on her, but I couldn't wear it. Now, that's the type of hat you can get away with. This suit, black suit, very good. It's very simple, but it looks well on... Is it black or navy? Dark navy?
Navy.
Dark navy, yes.
That's right.
Well, it's all right. That's a very dark navy. Pardon me, that looks like one of the war navies when they used to dye them and you come through with those
When it was good.
when it was good. No, that's a very dark. It almost looks black. That's a fact. Well, it's very good on you. There's no problem there. Of course, this blouse that you're wearing with it, Mrs. Hobbs, I think you could do a little better than that. You have just this the very high round neckline, and it's a little bit severe, even though you do have that little bit of coloring insert about the neckline. Preferably something a little softer.
Nice.
You know, in the way of a collar or an
Frill.
artist... No, not frills.
No.
Like an artist bow tailored type of tie, you know, on the blouse that would come rather high. No, you do all right. Where are you from, Hartford?
That's right.
Oh, how are they doing up there?
Fine.
Oh, yes, I used to go to Hartford quite often.
Well, I was originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pittsburgh. I'm not going to say it.
No,
I'm not going
please.
to say it. No. Curly, I'm going to Gloucester tomorrow, you know. I'm going to drive up. Sure, Gloucester, Massachusetts. I'm going to bring Gordy home. Someone from Gloucester? Oh, there you see. My other listener in Gloucester came all the way down here. Well, I want to thank you, Mrs. Hobbs, very much, and I'm going to see that you get the type of blouse I'd like to see you wear with this suit, and it's going to be a beautiful Sidney Heller blouse.
Thank you
very
very
much.
You know, ladies, Mr. Willis feels that every woman can be more attractive than she is by knowing what to do and what not to do. He hopes you've gotten some benefits from the tips he's given to the guests attending his broadcasts. If you'd like to attend Look Your Best and meet Richard Willis personally, write for tickets and address your requests to the Ticket Division, CBS, 485 Madison Avenue, New York 22, New York. That address again is the Ticket Division, CBS, 485 Madison Avenue, New York 22, New York.
Thank you, Mr. Tillman.
Our guest today is Mrs. Margaret Phelps, Mr. Willis, of Buffalo, New York.
Hello, Miss
How
Phelps.
do you do, sir?
She has brown hair with a reddish cast, dark brown eyes. No, she has blue eyes, isn't that right?
That's right.
Blue
Mr.
eyes
Tillman,
and medium
yes.
complexion.
You're slipping. You always look right into their eyes, too.
Yes,
Now
I did
keep that jacket button. It gives you a better line. That's probably your problem there.
I think so.
Very attractive lady like this, and you're just going haywire.
It was that smile that got me, threw me off there.
He's a red butler at heart. You know that, don't you, Curly? You have to watch him like a hawk. All right.
Mrs. Phelps has medium complexion, slightly rosy now, and she's wearing a colorful paisley print dress.
Slightly rosy now. All right, Mr. Tillman, continue.
He is, too, isn't he?
Yes, he certainly is. I feel like a thorn between two roses here. Continue.
Mrs. Phelps is teenish, 20-ish, 30-ish.
Almost 30.
Almost 30. All right, Mrs. Phelps, how may I help you?
Well, I'm very self-conscious about my freckles, and I think wearing browns and greens, which go with my hair, always bring out the freckles.
Oh, I don't agree with you there. In the first place, Mrs. Phelps, you don't have that many freckles. Now, of course, when you look into the mirror, that's the first thing you look at, you see. Then you look right at the freckles. What type of makeup are you wearing?
I haven't anything on but lipstick.
Just lipstick?
That's all.
Well, for goodness sakes, I like you that way better.
Oh.
Sure, that's very good. I haven't seen you with makeup, but I can certainly judge by the texture of your skin as to how your skin would take makeup. No, this is fine. You've got wonderful color.
Thank
Did
you.
Mr. Tillman have anything to do with that? John, come back here. Now, you see, you're misleading my whole analysis. Now, you've given a rosy glow here, and I don't know whether this is the normal glow or or vice versa, or something?
No, it's the normal glow because I think that from little up, my mother raised me very well and made me drink lots of milk.
Oh, that's wonderful. Nothing better than milk. Nothing better than milk. Well, now here, I'd say then don't wear any makeup, Mrs. Phelps, because as I see you now, there's no need for it. And certainly not for the sole purpose of covering up your freckles, because in the first place, they're not that bad. Most of them are concentrated up in through the forehead there, that is the deeper tones of brown, but across the cheeks and the nose, they're very few, and they're very light. No.
Why do people call attention to my freckles?
That is a form of affection.
How far?
You will always find people always referring to their freckles when they're cute on people. If they're not cute on people, they just won't say anything. Believe me, that is quite true.
I wish I had a box of cigars or something to give you.
Oh, no, that's perfectly all right. Do you care to dance?
Well, yes.
Yes. This particular dress that you're wearing now, I like very much on you. The colors in it are excellent for you, the fuchsia and the greens, and it's a very, very attractive dress on you. And then this piece of costume jewelry that you're wearing around the neck in gold or brass, in a chain form, is excellent also. The upsweep hairdo, I'm trying to think who you look like. You're the image of someone. That I've made up, and I can't... Ruth Huzzy. Ruth Huzzy. You are the image of Ruth Huzzy. Absolutely. Now, there's one thing that I'd like you to follow, though, Mrs. Phelps. Now, as you know, the front teeth are a little discolored here.
Yes.
And it is very important for you not to go into so-called stylized lipsticks. In other words, like Desert Madness, Egyptian Love, or I'll See You Thursday If I Live. Don't go into those very dark ones. Very soft pink tones. Now, the purpose of that is so that we don't frame the teeth, you see.
I see.
And project what perhaps you would like to eliminate.
Mm-hmm.
You see? And that's very important for you. Don't make the mouth any smaller, any larger. Just carry through the natural application of your lipstick and the natural line of the lip. What shade is this? It's not too bad. Not the brand, just the shade. Did you have a little coffee before you came up?
Yes, I did.
Well, yes, because there's not anything, a little left in there.
Well, I usually eat my lipstick off, too. It tastes good.
It does?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you ask for when you go in? Give me a strawberry or peach or something
I
like that?
smell it.
Oh, you smell it first? You pick by smell? Oh. It's like those people who are sitting at... Did you ever see, Curly, the people sitting at a dinner table, and before they eat anything, they always smell it? Huh? I don't know what happens there. And then they pick up a knife and fork and give it the cleaning routine. Yeah. No, you're very...
The shade is Dragon Lady.
Dragon Lady. I knew. That's dither I like, too. Dither I like. But Egyptian Madness is really the best. What have you got on today, Miss Lynn? Huh? Primitive. Oh, doctor. No, you do very well, dear. Actually, you don't have too much of a problem. I like this upsweep. It's excellent on you. You could also wear that big oversized figure-8 bun, right across the nape of the neck. Anything like that. But always keep this idea of this upsweep on either side of the temple. That's excellent for you. I keep wanting to call her Ruth Huzzy. Well, I want to thank you very much, Mrs. Phelps, for being our guest today, and I'm going to see that you get one of those very beautiful Sherbrooke raincoats, with the hoods that come right over the top.
Oh.
And thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
And now, Mr. Willis, meet Mrs. Evelyn MacDonald of Medford, Massachusetts.
Hello, Ms.
How
McDonald.
do you do, Mr. Willis?
She has dark blonde hair, blue eyes, fair complexion, is wearing a simply high-style black dress with a black off-the-face sailor felt hat. Mrs. MacDonald is teenish, 20-ish, 30-ish, 40-ish.
Mrs. McDonald, how may I help you?
Well,
Are you near Gloucester?
Not too far.
Not too far?
Drive down there often.
Oh, I'm going to drive up tomorrow. I generally take the train, but tomorrow I'm going to drive. It'll probably rain.
Spot.
Oh, it's beautiful up there if you like water.
Well,
Of course, I don't like water. No, my hotel room looks right over the water, and you have to be very careful at high tide.
You're like my
Very
husband, so I was afraid of drowning.
Well, I not only am afraid, but I almost did twice. I went down, well, as a matter of fact, I went down twice and said, this is getting monotonous. So I went over and grabbed my canoe, Curly. They always say, hold on to a canoe. If you're about to drown, hold on to a canoe. They mean if you can catch it. It keeps, revolving, goes right around. All right, Miss McDonald, how may I help you, please?
Well, as you see, I'm very pale and washed out looking, and I wonder if you could help me with my makeup and also by coloring in clothes.
Well, now, let me explain one thing. When you say pale, You're not pale, dear. You're fair. You're extremely fair. And as a matter of fact, you're the type of person that would sit out in the sun just about 1 minute and get a third-degree burn.
I can't stand the
I'll
sun
say
at all.
you can. You have very thin texture. It's a very fair skin. And it looks to me like a very sensitive type of skin
It is.
also.
Very
So
sensitive.
actually, don't misinterpret when people say you're pale, because that is almost like a form of illness. You're fair.
I look washed out all the time, though.
Well, especially you should see Miss Lynn. You see how fair Miss Lynn is? They always think that Miss Lynn is ill because, people go out and get this heavy tan, and they stand right next to Miss Lynn,
That's
and
right.
they think she's ill.
Well,
see?
my girls have all got wonderful tans this
You mean your
summer.
daughters?
Yes, and I look terrible beside them.
You look like Camille in the last act,
That's
probably.
right.
Yeah. Well, I certainly would not suggest, Mrs. McDonald, that you go about and try to use a so-called suntan makeup. That would be the worst thing that you could possibly do because, it would make the skin look unclean.
Oh, I've never tried
Well,
that.
don't. The coloring that I see that you have right at this moment is fine, and there's no great problem at all. Of course, keep your bright lipstick shade on. I wouldn't even resort to any excess amount of rouge, if any.
I don't
It's not
use
necessary.
any.
But what I would do is get out of black. Because we get so much contrast, you see, with the black framing the neckline. Naturally, by comparison, you look very much paler. You
But
see?
what am I going to do to hide this weight? If
Hide the
I can't
weight?
wear black.
How much do you weigh?
Oh, 158, 157.
Well, you see, black is not going to necessarily hide weight, Mrs. McDonald. It depends entirely upon the cut and the basic style of the dress or suit or whatever it is that you might be wearing. There are many colors you could wear. Royal blue is one of your very best colors. Purple is an excellent color.
Purple is?
This rich shade of purple now. It's got a lot of red in it. That's an excellent
A
shade
red
for
purple.
you. Purple is good. Aqua, turquoise, French blue, royal blue, hunter green, moss green, bottle green, burgundy, wine. All those one at a time, of course.
Naturally.
But all those shades are very good for you. And you can always break up, for instance, now that you're wearing black.
Yeah.
Now, the earrings are a very soft blue tone, almost like an ice blue.
That's right.
You should have worn something with more definite color there, like aqua. You see, that would have been just enough to break up the black. And, of course, the color would be framing the face. The glasses that you're wearing, Mrs. McDonald, they're octagon shaped, right on around. Now, that gives an older expression about the face.
It does.
Yeah. Now, if you feel that in the future that you will need a new prescription, then I'd think about them very seriously and get just perfectly round.
Perfect.
Just
round.
perfectly round.
Mhm.
But don't get that straight rod across.
No.
But just round, without any octagon shape at all. And, of course, naturally, the high vision rod. Well, they all
Just
come
round.
through. Yeah,
Mhm.
just perfectly round. Of course, I know what I'd like to see on you for, practical use. I'd like to see a modified harlequin in pink, in the pink
Shell,
frame, pink shell, yeah. Now, that's the modified. Don't go like dragon seed,
Oh, no.
the very sharp one.
Just slight.
Just slight.
Uh-huh.
This upsweep hairdo, well, of course, you're stuck with that.
Yes.
Don't ever try to wear a feather
hair-
cut, or don't ever try to wear your hair down in any fashion.
Very thin and fine.
And it's silky.
Permanents don't hold or anything.
Well, especially in the summertime.
Mhm.
This little off-the-face hat that you're wearing at this moment, little bowler brim, and then a large black feather no, it's a ribbon, and then draped with this net. What am I talking about, a net? Huh? Veil, of course. Thank you, Miss Lynn. Get talking so, and I feel like my mouth is going like that all the time. Well, thank you very much, Ms. McDonald, and I want to make sure that you get a very lovely K&K compact made by Cutler & Copeland, and also 3 pairs of wear-right gloves sewn with the famous wear-right stitch, and also 3 pairs of Gotham gold striped nylons in one of the darker shades, originally sponsored
Thank
by
you,
Gotham.
Mr.
Thank
Wallace.
you.
Thank
Remember, for tickets, friend, address the Ticket Division, CBS, 485 Madison Avenue, New York, 22, New York. And here's Richard Willis with today's Beauty Hint.
Ladies, your God-given faculties are your original assets. Use them. Good day.
Be sure to join us again tomorrow for Richard Willis and Look Your Best on CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.